Hello students, welcome to Malhotra IAS, welcome to our daily answer writing Seize the Mains challenge. Now, we will try to look at the today's question. The question for today is a component of both economics and environment. Now, if we consider UPSC prelims exam, if we talk about mainly about GS3, so we have seen in the paper of GS3 that a lot of questions that come are not only on one domain. It is basically a we can say interdisciplinary approach is being targeted by UPSC, and they talk about the questions that have a component of both, let's say here economics and environment. Now try to look at the question. Considering the impediments in procuring lithium in Indian context for electric vehicles, highlight the need for a push towards hydrogen fuel cells as a source, discuss the impediments in implementation of hydrogen fuel cell powered vehicles. Now this is a very important question, considering that this topic is recently in the news that we need to move towards hydrogen fuel cells, as it is a more cleaner energy and is a viable option to the replacement of fossil fuels. But the question here talks about what are the impediments in lithium, what are the impediments that we are facing in this lithium. Now let's try to understand how can we attempt this question. The most important thing when you write your exam is to have an introduction. So you can take the idea from here. India's first indigenously developed hydrogen fuel cell technology bus was unveiled late August, with the fuel cell, which uses hydrogen and air to generate electricity on board to power the bus, being developed jointly by CSIR and Pune-based software company KPIT. Now, if you have to start a question, you have to either write a quote or write any statement, or you can write it with the current news that is directly related to the topic, because your topic is related to hydrogen fuel cells. This is being seen as a milestone of sorts, especially given the government's strong electric vehicle policy push that comes amid a struggle to make inroads into global lithium value chain. Now here you can see there are certain impediments that are there while getting lithium. We will discuss what are those impediments, which has prompted a rethink on the need to diversify the country's dependency on lithium-ion batteries in the overall EV mix. So we need to diversify our options because there is certain impediments related to lithium-ion batteries when we talk about global supply chain. Let's try to look at the problems. The demand of lithium batteries from India is projected to grow over 30%. Now this is very important. Our demand is about to increase up to 2030 by over 30%. But where is the problem? With over 90% of this global lithium is concentrated in Chile, Argentina and Bolivia. Now this thing is very important. Because it is concentrated more in Chile, Argentina and Bolivia, and considering our demand, we have to diversify our options, because it's gonna do nothing but increase our import bill. Increase our import bill because we are not able to get that much of lithium, because it is majorly concentrated on these countries only. While other options to lithium ion are being explored, viability remains a key factor. A renewed focus on hydrogen as a mobility option comes against this backdrop. So why we are considering to go towards this hydrogen? Because there are certain lacunas in this lithium global supply chain and the impediments that the question was asking. Now, traditionally India is a slow mover in EV technologies. India has made an uncharacteristically early push in the race to tap the energy potential of the most abundant element in the universe, that is hydrogen. अब India hydrogen की तरफ move कर रहा है. India is moving towards hydrogen. That is why, because it needs to diversify its options when we are talking in terms of electric vehicles. This includes a national hydrogen mission and a roadmap for using hydrogen as an energy source. While proposing end-use sectors include steel and chemicals, the major industry that hydrogen has the potential of transforming is transportation. Now the question was asking the need for going towards hydrogen fuel cell. If we talk about transportation, it contributes third of all greenhouse gas emissions. अगर हम hydrogen करेंगे, that is a more cleaner fuel, then we can certainly put a full stop to these greenhouse gas emissions, and we can achieve the goals under Paris Agreement and the contributions that we have committed in the form of INDCs and net zero carbon emissions. Net zero carbon emissions by 2070. So why we are moving towards the hydrogen? Plus we need to find options for lithium ion, plus we have to consider Paris Agreement, our INDCs and our net zero carbon emission targets. Hurdles kya hain? The question second part, what are the hurdles? This was the need and second part is the hurdle. Globally, there were only 25,000 hydrogen fuel vehicles on the road by the end of 2020. By comparison, the number was 8 million. Number बहुत ज़्यादा था. Number बहुत ज़्यादा था. It was 8 million. A big hurdle to the adoption of HFC vehicles has been a lack of fueling station infrastructure. This thing is very important. Lack of fueling station infrastructure is one of the main cause, or we can say that has become a major hurdle. Even though fuel cell refuel in a similar way to conventional cars, they cannot use the same station. Same station वो use नहीं कर सकते, उसके लिए हमें infrastructure बनाना पड़ेगा. There were fewer than 500 operational hydrogen stations in the world in 2021. Even developed countries do not have enough infrastructure when we talk about hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. So if we talk in terms of India, we have to go a long way. Safety is also considered as an concern. So in this part, this was the mains part where you have discussed the impediments plus the need or the importance of going towards hydrogen fuel cell, and the question second part has been discussed where you have to talk about the hurdles, and last part is the conclusion that has to be an optimistic one, like scaling up the technology and achieving critical mass remains the bigger challenge. More vehicles on the road and more supporting infrastructure can reduce cost. India's proposed mission is seen as a step in that direction. So this is how you attempt a question. You take into various angles, you mention all the necessary points and you try to put your answer in a very optimistic manner when you have to write the conclusion. Okay guys, so this was the question and it was its explanation. So this was it from today's session of Seize the Mains. Thank you.